Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Combat Mission, the third version, Afrika Korps. Yeah, so I'm meaning to play this game after being thoroughly impressed by the first combat mission. I was trying to decide between the combat mission, what do you call it, Barbarossa to Berlin or Afrika Korps. Decide between those two, but I decided upon the third iteration. I think it's a bit of a departure from the first game in terms of interface and the formula that Battlefront.com has perfected. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited to try this. And luckily enough, I have purchased this game around I think 10 years ago. It's been a long time, at Costco or something. It was on sale, so I just picked it up and didn't open it. As you can see, the seal's still there, so I need to open this. So it's a bit of an unboxing as well. Yeah, it seems like it's a bit of a light fare where you have to dig into the PDF files to learn the ins and outs. But I think it's pretty familiar with, familiar to the previous games. Um, yeah, so let's just read the description or, you know, get a rather quick look at what they, just pack this box with and describing it. It says it's historically correct strategy game. Well, I hope so. It's been rather authentic in terms of historical presentation. Mix of real time and turn based. Well, I mean, real time. It's not really real time as you don't really have any control while you're in real time. But yeah, I mean, it's a rather interesting WeGo system that I take a liking to. And 800 plus types of units definitely seems like an improvement over the previous two games. Unmatched realism, which is I like that. And some blurbs from the magazines. Yeah, so I didn't really know that Battlefront.com had a publishing deal with CDV. I think it's a European publishing, um, maybe it's a European publishing arm, PC games, but I don't know whether it exists now. Battlefront.com still is a place where you can get all the current combat mission games. I think they're moving their store now to a new server. And of course, it's a mild balance. Yeah, rated teen and check the system requirements. 233 megahertz. So it's Windows XP era game. And I think later on, Battlefront released the Vista patch, and I think that's supposed to make it work better with the newer OS, but in terms of Windows 10 compatibility, it doesn't really work. I think you just have to still Control Alt Tab out into the OS before making the game run better or normally. So published in 2005. Yeah, so I don't think they publish it in box form anymore. I think this is available on eBay as yeah, it as part of a discontinued product or as a used product. But yeah, I wish I could have gotten the second version as well, but it wasn't available by the time, so I had to resort to going to either the Battlefront.com or Gamersgate.com, and yeah. So let's open it. All right, so let's open it. Um, yeah, so let's see what's inside in this box. Okay. Game I bought 10 years ago. All right, okay. You have the CD-ROM. Yeah, as you can see, it's shrink wrapped, so it's nothing too special, just CD-ROM. Wow, means that it's less than 600 megabytes. Wow, okay. And the weather, yeah, I think it's Only 36 pages. Okay, so I expect it to be a bit more, a bit thicker because the first game came with a PDF file that is excess of 100 pages. But yeah, as you can see, it has all the your introduction to the game. As you can see, they're extolling the Vigo principle. They've been pretty popular. At the end of the, I guess, yeah, end of the period where these war strategic titles were still rather relevant in the mainstream gaming, PC gaming. People playing Panzer General 2 and these different games in strategy genre that has been found like in top 10 list of most popular games in magazines such as Computer Gaming World or PC Gamer. I mean, troubleshooting and everything. So I mean, this is rather svelte manual, and I proceed to install it and see whether this works, whether the Windows 10 update. Well, Windows 10 is able to run this game. Yeah, sorry if I was rambling a bit too much, but here we go. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to play it and see if it really works. Alright, so this is going to be combat mission Afrika Korps. As you can see, the front end of things is similar to Beyond Overlord. And yeah, I mean, it definitely is familiar with the first game. And I think even in Battlefront.com site, where this game is still being sold, it's kind of classified along with the second game, Berlin, Barbarossa to Berlin, and Beyond Overlord, as a first generation combat mission game. I think it shares the same engine basically, but I think this version has more updated features in terms of how unit is portrayed and has cleaner interface and more intuitive. Nice things to have, I mean, when you're controlling the troops. And I don't know whether you have seen it in my Let's Plays, but some of the controls got a bit unwieldy as I had to micromanage a lot of the times. I hope that this game alleviates some of the problems, and I think, being a really good game designers, Battlefront.com is, they definitely took notice of some of the things that they could improve upon and implemented a lot of the lessons learned from these two games into this. I don't know, it seems like a quintessential experience of combat mission if you're interested in the first generation at least of this type of game. And yeah, as you can see, I played some of the battle, which I'm going to continue or just restart, just to get myself a bit familiar with the controls and see and experience for myself if any differences were there. And here as well, it's rather similar to how the content is categorized into battles and operations. And operations, this being the special edition of the game, even in 2005, I think has more content than it was released with. And has a plenty of content, even some of the huge battles lasting 20 battles. Yeah, that's a new one, definitely. It's going to probably going to have a content enough for a entire game to itself. But yeah, I'm just going to do us a bit of a quick play, just to get ourselves a bit more familiar with what this is all about. Although, I mean, if you've seen my Let's Plays of Combat Mission Beyond Overlord, then I think you'll be familiar with a lot of the controls I'm going to be using, and also some of the things I'm going to do to, edit the experience or make the experience of viewing the gameplay a bit better. But I'm going to be explaining, I guess, later on as I play the game. But this is also kind of a channel update. And yeah, going to explain why some of the editing footages and some of the things I did in terms of presenting the previous operations is not going to be possible, unfortunately, going forward. That's kind of sad thing, but that's kind of how it works, I guess, in real life. I'm going to explaining. Yeah, so let's go into ambush quick play. This is rather familiar for me, and meeting engagement, which means that the army is going to clash into each other. Yeah, very nice. And it is located at the Knightsbridge Box. Boxes. I guess it means, from the description, means that it's a strong point that the British had set up all along Libya, North Africa. And weather, hot and dry, of course, that's given, which takes place in Libya in June. So it means it's really hot and dry in the desert. Sand, and the wind has a name all to its own. It's a unique condition, a sandstorm. Basically, I guess it's Arabic. And hey, I mean, it's a new environment that is available. Hopefully, also snow and the rain is available too. And Wild Bill Wilder, Wilder, Wilder. Yeah, he's been responsible for a lot of the content that I'm really grateful for as I played through Combat Mission Beyond Overlord. Yeah, so this is a quick play version featuring on mostly tanks, which is pretty cool because tanks are going to be pretty prominently featured in the flat, relatively flat surfaces, and environments such as desert with a huge amount of viewing distances. But of course, this is sandstorm, so things are a bit different. All right, so background. It's all right. I read this. You can skip this, of course. With his supply line secure in the southern half of the Gazella line in his hands, Desert Fox was prepared to take advantage of his position and the British confusion to resume the attack. His forces had suffered badly in the battle and over one-third of his armor had been destroyed. At this point, neither side possessed a clear superiority in numbers. Both sides had been severely damaged. The Germans in infantry forces, the British in armor, but a comparison of the two showed them about equal in strength. Nevertheless, Rommel had the advantage of initiative and did not intend to lose it now. Several British strongpoints were still between Rommel and Tobruk. It was Tobruk for the moment that possessed the German leader's thinking. He had thwarted previously in his attempt to take it, and now he was determined to do so. A particularly difficult box was Knightsbridge, almost directly to the west of Rommel's Afrika Korps. Knightsbridge was assaulted by both the 15th and 21st Panzer Divisions from two directions. In reaction to this, the British united the 2nd and 4th Armored Brigades for a counterstroke against the German forces. Confusion in orders and inability to locate a key British field commander, I don't know whether that is Montgomery, caused the two armored brigades to stop at Big Lefa on Rigel Ridge, some miles east of Knightsbridge. As they waited, a Casmin sandstorm erupted, and under this cover, the 15th Panzer Division struck from the south, and the 21st Panzer Division attacked from the northwest. According to the British official history, this battle was to have disastrous consequences for the British. Yeah, so this is where the Rommel was able to, earn his moniker, Desert Fox, by, laying waste into the, I don't know whether it was under the command of Montgomery. Okay, history outcome. What really happened was the confusion in the swirling sand was unbelievable. British armor was severely mauled and driven from the field. German forces now had Knightsbridge surrounded. The British Motor Brigade located there held on for as long as possible and was then able to force an escape route in the night and evacuated the position. The disaster forced the British to abandon the Gazala line and begin a headlong retreat, which would take them east of Brook. It became known as the Gazala Gallop and was a dark moment in British military history. Yeah, British has a habit of naming even their greatest defeat. I guess that's kind of a humbling experience for them. I don't know why they do that. Maybe because they just want to put some kind of a spin on it. Gallop. Even though they retreated, they galloped, come elegantly into the desert or something. I don't know, to be able to fight another day. I don't know, but look at all the sources that this author was able to use to create and craft this really nice battle Greek version. So of course I'm going to choose Axis. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. I just want to see if I can do better than Rommel, or at least match his achievement. And as you can see here, yeah, look at this guy. It's right there. I think this is Montgomery. I don't know who this is. Alright, so on the German side, Afrika Korps prepared to launch a massive offensive designed to break the British defensive Gazala line and its various boxes or strong points and take Tobruk in the summer of 1942. Hauptmann, the addition of many more tanks and vehicles has enabled us to move with the speed we enjoyed a year ago. I think this is a rank or something, or is it general? Maybe a name? I'm not so sure. And sandstorm will work in our favor. We'll be upon the enemy before he sees us. We'll take Rigel Ridge and destroy the enemy as he seeks to establish himself there. Reports indicate a large tank forces are massing along the Gazala line. There's no clear indication of enemy strength in Knightsbridge, but it can be assumed it is substantial. Yeah, so, but then we have substantial forces to ourselves too. So yeah, platoon of Marks 2s and 3Js and 4Es. So these tanks are not really that, I mean, it's not late model tanks, even though it's Panzer Mark 4. So let's see how effective they are. But yeah, wow, okay. So the graphics, as you can see, are improved. I mean, this, as you can see, the pines or the trees are facing us, of course. I mean, this is just a sprite, but it is swaying in the wind. So, I mean, it's not as if they're in a sandstorm, but it is trying its best. That's definitely improvement over the first game. Yeah, but then look at that. Look at all the different... it has even this insignia for the Desert Brigade, North African Corps forces, and more polygons. Yeah, more polygons, and the tracks even seem to have a bit of a yeah, more detail here. I think it's kind of a map, alpha map. I don't know whether that is a correct term, but as you can see, it's definitely more. Yeah, the insignia is also there. I mean, it's definitely more detailed, more polygons. And I guess it's kind of more taxing to the 3D graphics engine, but I mean, this is like game released like 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago, so yeah, look at that too. Interesting. All the tanks available. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. Panzer 3J. And you can also check descriptive statistics of this tank. And, well, at least has a bit of a... similar to combat mission, but the first combat mission, but has kind of legend that explains how effective it's going to be against other against armor, basically. Yeah, and armor penetration versus typical enemy can vary, of course. So this is earlier variant, so it's not as strong. As you can see, it's the guns are like 75mm gun, but I don't think it's that effective. Can definitely go toe-to-toe with whatever the Americans and British can throw at us, but it's not like, you know, Panzer 4Gs that terrorized us in Beyond Overlord. But at least we have some nice tanks, and I think these are the Panzer 2Fs, which is lighter tanks, only 3 people in there. And if you see the interface, you can definitely see whose side this tank is on. and how many people are inside the tank, and also the terrain. So it's really helpful. It has a lot of graphical things going on, including the weapons and the tanks. And I don't know what this actually means, but I think this is a just, you know, telling you how much armor this particular vehicle has. So it's not really much. Yeah, Panzer 2Fs are really unarmored, or I mean under armored. 3J as well, and how about 4s? Mark 4s. Are they better armored? We only have 3s. Oh, we have 4E. Yeah, it's better armored, but only on the front side, as you can see. Yeah, green on the front and orange. So, yep. So you have to be careful not to show your backside to any enemy if that is, yeah, common sense. So checking out the map. Let's just go farther up here. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So the other small map. 3 points to capture, a lot of desert areas, but of course the desert has different height map here. You can see, I don't know whether you can see this different gradation of a beige, and you see a lot of beige here, but I think I can sort of see the lighter part indicating that it's higher ground. So definitely we have to make our way there. And this is Big Lefa, kind of similar. I think that's where the British was trying to convert and got confused on the way or something. Let's see. Okay. In the second page, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Big Lefa on Wiggle Ridge. They stopped there, but I guess we need to... Well, I mean, we are starting out at Big Lefa, so only way is to go forward and capture these areas and perhaps clash into the army as we are doing it. But let's arrange these guys to be better prepared. So... Okay. So they're on the road, so able to travel pretty fast. But we really need to capture these areas. So, okay, we can send some of the... Well, I guess we need to stay as a group, first and foremost, but I think you can send these guys here to this point. And send these guys on the road and maybe veer off. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so we are ready to move, and I'm going to basically give them order as I described to try to use the right side. Well, I mean, what is north and what is south? I think we are going east, so use the south side of these guys to travel on the road as fast as possible, while these guys will move on to this road and to this point. And these are fast enough to be able to travel as quick as possible to both areas. Yeah, so let's do that. And let's check out the interface further before we move ahead and giving directions, giving movement orders. So you can see the size and contention, the battle. So it's pretty cute, yeah, really nice. So the Germans and the British forces are engaged in conflict here, engaged in battle. The morale is, yeah, indicated just like the first game. And the graphics indicate the weather here. Yeah, so thick fog. Well, I mean, it's a fog effect, as you can see, but it's actually a sandstorm, so I don't know whether it's going to be different from the fog in terms of affecting your, you know, fighting capability, but I would say it's pretty similar. And you can see the temperature gauge really up, really hot and dry, and strong wind too. And then the title of the battle, I haven't seen this before, and they turn and some of the nice helpful graphics for briefings and hotkeys, and even surrender and ceasefire and save. Pretty cool. Yeah, I can save this. Interesting. I save it just to make sure. And also, I think you know, this is just a map of the area of the conflict. I don't know why they included it, but it's pretty, I mean, if you're fighting Italy, this might be highlighted instead of here. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. And I think Berlin to Barbarossa to Berlin also has this. I was kind of confused for a moment what that means. But this is definitely more clear because I can see the different countries, like Italy and Greece, for example. Alright, so I'm going to be assigning some movement orders. So something that I discovered in terms of difference between the first game and the third game is that the movement orders definitely have an expanded options, such as contact here. It's not described in the manual per se. I mean, it's a really short manual, but I think contact means that the unit is supposed to move until contact and it's going to stop and do whatever it is supposed to do. Of course, most times attack. And something called shoot and scoot, which I found to be very interesting. Shoot and scoot is... Remember when the Shermans were firing against, I think Fireflies were firing against Tiger tanks, and they took, you know, one shot and then decide to say, well, that's enough. I'm going to be a, you know, I'm going to be a dead meat. You know, if the target Tiger, the veteran Tiger, spots me shooting and then shoots back, there's a big chance of you being destroyed, so it moves away from the line of sight. I think that is what shoot and scoot means. It shoots and then it basically moves away from the line of sight just to save its hide. I think that's when they know for sure that they are class, but they can, you know, attempt to shoot at, you know, distracting the enemy or something, or if the enemy's backside is open to them, they can try to shoot and also, you know, scoot to rearrange themselves. I think it's going to be useful in the environment such as desert, I guess, because, you know, there's not really much of a cover, so you need to move. This moving target means that it's definitely harder to land their shots. Yeah, I mean, counterattack. And what else do we have here? Yeah, we have something called cover arc. I don't understand what that means, but cover armor, I guess, I mean, it does give you a selection to have this weird, well, not really weird, but it has a zone of area where maybe is able to focus a bit better. I don't know, in terms of covering its other tanks right beside you. I'm not so sure, but I'm gonna cancel it for now. I have to read up on it. I don't think manual really explained it, but interesting that we have expanded options to, I guess, make the units more versatile. And also you have button up, but then I guess that even though it's in sandstorm, they're not going to button up for now. I mean, they have goggles and whatnot. They have to see what's up ahead. Maybe it does affect their fighting ability, but I don't know. Let's just go and see. Wow, it's really fast. So I don't know what that means. Maybe not a lot of British units have arrived. Yeah, so let's see the tanks moving. Lead tank moves. And in terms of environment in general, it's comparable to the first game. It's not that improved. But I also found that if you use the... Oh, there goes the other tank. Yeah, you can definitely see it, but the visibility is limited. But if you use the top of the screen and try to rotate the screen, then it works. But then the bottom of the screen is actually for the panning. Pretty cool. And I found the buildings to be a bit more detailed for what it's worth. Look at these tanks go. Yeah, I wonder if they leave the tracks on the sand, but unfortunately they don't. Now we are leaving Big Lefa, not Big Lefa, sorry, Beyond Lefa, alongside the Oasis. And these guys are heading into unknown, but to this point where they prepare for some reason. Kind of arbitrary if you ask me. They're going there, so it's all good. Alright, let's see what's going to happen next time. I think I'm just going to continue on, make them move. So these guys will try to take these areas, our objectives, and these guys will try to take this and then prepare whatever the British is going to throw on our way. These tanks are making its way, yeah. So the same graphical representation, it's definitely an enlarged version of the real thing. I don't know whether you can do this. Yeah, so this is realistic. Like how small they are, very small, basically tiny. But I like it around this size. You can see better. These tanks are moving pretty fast, but I don't think they last a whole lot against whatever the British is going to bring, which is going to consist of some Valentine tanks and Crusaders. Alright, so we have second turn, and the other tank almost made it to their objective, going north. Oh, okay, so we see the flag saying that we are the dominant force here, so it has our flag. And we have extra forces. Pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, so let's see what these guys consist of. Okay, so we have some spotter guy, HQ guy, and infantry definitely has a similar type of interface. Not only the weapons, it's pretty cool. I guess this is heavy machine gun, some machine gun and rifle, and some grenades, smoke grenade and anti-tank. Panzer Grenadier, and rested fit has all the relevant info. And this thing is going to be very effective against the British tanks. Half track, okay. And some nice tanks, yeah. So these are the Panzer 3s and one Panzer 4E. Okay. So what I'm going to do is move them. So going to go for the speed and move them like through this corridor. Yeah. And capture this and bolster this position. And when this guy arrives to the reach, they're going to try to hold it while waiting for the reinforcements to fill out their flank. That's what I'm going to do. And these guys will wait alongside the road, I think. Yeah. I think the enemy is going to soon appear. So here is the order that I've given to all the units. Mostly tanks, just like the mission briefing said. You know, northern guys will try to hold on to the newly acquired objective. These middle guys will try to hold on to some of the objectives if they capture it, while waiting for these guys to, you know, navigate through the rough terrain of desert. I didn't know that the desert had all these different areas where there's, you know, brush and rocks and stuff like that. I thought it was all sand, but, you know, of course, what do I know? Get that. Yeah, so it's all crisscrossing different movement orders, and some of them are moving fast, such as this guy. I mean, I play some of these turns, so I know what to expect, but I mean, there are a lot of variables, definitely a lot of variables and randomness to the whole thing that I really cannot for sure ascertain what's going to be the result. But let's see what happens here. So everybody has things to do. They need to move and hold themselves into position. British are definitely not taking any break here. they're confused, but they're moving, you know, in the sandstorm themselves. They just don't know that the Germans are already at the objective, and yeah, they're in for a bit of surprise, but they're a tough bunch. Look at that, appearing out of nowhere. Yeah, so that is a Crusader tank. Oh my goodness, the battle starts in the earnest. And we have... Oh wow, look at them. Yeah, appearing out of nowhere. Okay, so he's knocked out? No, not really. Not yet. It's reversing, it's pretty smart. Knocked out, wow. Already knocked out. Yeah, bad form, bad form. So things are not really working well. Alright, I mean... These guys are... Oh, okay, so these guys also have their targets. They're cautious, but of course they have to be ready to fire their shots. I don't know whether they're in a good position or bad position. There's some smoke here for some reason. Okay, so first tank knocked out. That's not good. Am I going the right direction? Possibly. I'm not so sure. What I know is that this guy has to get out. I'm going to give them instructions to battle ready positions. Okay, so we are looking at the northern part of this map, and here are the 3 Panzer. I think that's a mix of Mark 3 and 4 Panzers. And yeah, they're in some sticky situation because they are being targeted by a lot of tanks. Mostly M3 medium tank, which has a pretty decent amount of armor, and also the Valentine tank, which, I mean, the British being their philosophy, I don't know, it seems like, you know, their philosophy is to try to protect their tankers as much as possible, looking at the overall armor of this tank, which is very decent all around. So I'm surprised that they have all this armor and be able to make, you know, our first encounter here as well. Maybe they have a lesser gun, but yeah, it's pretty impressive how they were able to get all this armor out pretty fast. But yeah, we have to kind of bury it out, I guess. It seems that we are not in a really good position, you know, faced up with all these tanks and guns and whatnot. But yeah, to retreat is not going to work out well, because maybe it's going to work out, I'm not so sure, but maybe this is going to do that by themselves. I'm going to just try out whether the AI is smart enough to assess the situation and try to survive, maneuver to better position. It was not really the case. Well, I mean, it was also definitely demonstrated in Beyond Overlord, as the tanks, you know, if they encounter some tank that are class dead, it could reverse and got out its line of sight. But yeah, let's see what it can do. And these guys are moving up pretty quickly, so hopefully it's able to help. This tank has been destroyed, but it's still being targeted by this tank for some reason. In the first game, if it was destroyed, then this tank will just move on to next target, but I guess it doesn't really know whether this was knocked out or not, or whether they still want to target the crew that is bailing out, which is, yeah, another status that has been modeled into the game. I don't know whether it's really needed or useful, but I mean, I'm pretty impressed how descriptive all is. Alright, so let's go. Talking too much. Yeah, so this is going to be the brunt of the battle. A lot of shots being fired, as you can see. Okay. Schneider says, oh my goodness, got hit. Flaking. Alright, I don't know what happens. Shaken. He's kind of advancing forward. Definitely buttoned up. is targeting this knocked out. Wow, okay, so it's also been knocked out pretty quickly, unfortunately. Kind of guessed that's going to happen. Still being hit at by multiple tanks for some reason. Very interesting, but finally abandoned, and there is the tanker who's now in a very bad situation with only a pistol to protect him. So this, I think, should move back and try to wait for a better position. There's a carrier moving pretty fast under the cover of the British tanks. Alright, so some bad things happen in the north. Very bad things. And we are okay. So only one tank being targeted. Yeah, we got the objective using the fast tank, and this guy's still moving up. Alright, so this gun and half track are moving, hopefully. Moving fast. But this is more or less hull down. But let's see what happens. But first, I think I'm going to reverse a bit here. So let's see. Yep, so nothing really happened in terms of new orders, but to move these guys back. Carrier is being targeted, so I can probably stay with this tank to finish the job, but there's some, tanks arriving via sound contact, so don't want to get wiped out in the north. Yeah, that's the plan. Not really well crafted. Waiting for these tanks to maybe ambush these guys on the side. But it's interesting that this tank is still being targeted by this Crusader. Perhaps because it cannot be identified whether the tank is still alive or not. But let's go. Let's see what happens. On this side now. Okay, so some new tank is arriving. Turret penetration. Okay, so I guess that kind of worked. And I think it's shooting a smoke or something. Side turret penetration once again. So penetration meant in Beyond Overlord the tank is gone, but doesn't seem like it's the case here. A bit more buried and a bit more in depth, which I think is, in terms of descriptive modeling that is able to bring, and more possibilities of what it is able to simulate, something that comes to me as a pleasant surprise. As you can see, track hit. In the first game might have meant that this tank is immobile, but also its gun is damaged. So what happened here? Oh, it was reversing and got hit by a Stuart tank. Yeah, gun damage, side turret penetration, so yeah, it definitely models more parts of the tank being damaged, which is pretty cool to see, and definitely a stark departure from the first game. It's just being hit from everywhere, but it's able to still fight. As you can see, the crew is shaken though, so it's not going to be very effective. These guys are okay, but yeah, I mean, still in pretty bad way in terms of the amount of forces they have to face. Reinforcements have arrived. From where? Oh yeah, so these guys arrived. Let's see what these guys can do. So all these Stuart tanks, what it can do is move these guys here and then hit them from the north. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so what's happening is that this tank has kind of gone off course from the rest of its group, and now it's being targeted by the bulk of the forces coming up from the south. But then this is kind of a close contact type of battle, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I gave it a reverse order. Since I know that tanks might be able to survive a hit or two, and I got to thinking maybe because this is early war, early period of the war where the tank's armor kind of is able to withstand the low caliber gun. The guns were not as lethal or fast enough, so that we can see more of a attrition going on in terms of damage. In the Beyond Overlord, you have tigers and panther with its guns, and even the Sherman was outfitted with some powerful guns, able to take out Mark IVs with ease. Not to mention Firefly, so that the damage modeling is that much more extreme in that sense. But here, because they're kind of using, comparatively speaking, less powerful guns, that we're able to see more varied damage modeling that this game is able to showcase. I mean, I do like it. I do feel that this is definitely something that this game needed, now that I can experience it for myself, and I really do appreciate it. Look at that, look at all these different damages that you can suffer. And some of these guys are going back. Shell broke up, no serious damage here. So he's able to survive once again, moving back. But he's knocked out. Yeah. Abandoned and knocked out is a bit different. It's also bailing out, it's abandoned. So I guess this comes with lack of experience perhaps. If it's more experienced troops, then he's able to man the tank for a while, secure it, keep the shaken and panicked tankers in each place, ground them. Yeah, so the British tanks are making its way, and it's okay. That's pretty bad. Martyr has been knocked out, but we return the favor. And some of the shells are flying around because it's been shattered. Yeah, so that's what happened here, I think. Let's just go back to the final seconds of this. So someone shot its shell pretty accurately, but kind of bounced off. Yeah, look at that. Bounced off the front turret. So this is a Crusader Mark II. Okay, alright. So area target for some reason. I think it's just smoking the area. Yeah, definitely smoking the area. I want to check out the exchange of fire that resulted in one of my martyrs being destroyed. That was... I mean, martyrs are not that well protected, it seems. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty... I mean, from the top it is basically open space, as you can see, so... It's very, very not well protected. Yeah, that was a really accurate shot, but been aiming at it the whole time and was able to knock it out. These guys can have to advance. Knocked out. Every guy here, serious damage occurred. The only thing that stands between them and us really are the scant northern contingent that is able to still fight, but seriously outnumbered. So let's see the battlefield at large. Okay, I wonder if I will be receiving further reinforcement. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, so checking out the British tank, some of them have been abandoned. Okay, from the fighting. Abandoned. That's ours. There's some more tanks coming in from the sound contact. I don't know whether that is accurate. Carrier. Yeah, the carrier is attacking us from the north. They're taking this approach, I think, to sweep down at our tank forces, but we are moving also. So, really didn't change much from the last turn, except for a sneak order for this guy to go in brush. Now, there's something interesting going on here. There is actually sneak but no crawl. So, crawl and sneak, I was wondering what the difference between those two. Sneak didn't really seem that useful, although I used that a lot just to, you know, for peace of mind, I guess, and to cover for myself when something bad happens, and just say that, hey, sneak, I don't know what happened. But yeah, I think sneak is now more or less a crawl, or maybe they do it themselves automatically. If some lethal, mortal danger is afoot, then they try to, you know, get onto the ground like this and sneak, crawl, basically. Ah, okay, still full strength. This guy is able to survive. If he's abandoned, not knocked out, then I guess there's more chance of crew surviving the unfortunate demise of their tank. Right now I'm trying to wait until these guys arrive and then fire at these guys. So let's see if that bears some fruit. There's some north guys advancing too, trying to hopefully ambush these guys. I mean, it's called ambush and we are trying to ambush them, but it seems like they ambushed us. Funny. Yeah, still firing. They're moving back. I don't know why. They feel threatened. While in the north, we are moving slowly. I think we are targeting them. Yeah, we are moving in force. Okay, so didn't even land on the tank. Oh, okay, so the north guys did some damage. Yeah, the British arrived in force with their tanks, definitely. But we are now about to also arrive similar fashion from the south. Seems like they have made this point a neutral point. This is in contention now. And now this is in, yeah, definitely a flame, fully enveloped in flame. This guy is able to survive the encounter though. Pretty lucky, guys. And okay, doesn't seem good. This guy is able to finish some of these guys off at least. Yeah, so I'm not going to move them right now. I need to shoot at this guy, but yeah, I think I just leave them be. I should have moved these guys a bit forward, then followed up by this for a text opportunity. And you get this, they've taken the point here. That's not good. But we have taken the point ourselves, which was in contention before. I think they retreated back a bit, that's why. Now these guys have to move up and then try to get these guys. So this is going to be a bit of flanking action to hit the size of these Crusader tanks vying for the control of this point. They already taken control of this. Hopefully we'll be able to knock some of these tanks out and resist them a bit as we try to make our way from the south. Yeah, I think the north area is going to offer more desperate action, so we're going to see what is happening here. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, the missed. Okay, a lot of front turret penetration, and these are the captured tanks from the British. Wow, okay, so definitely more protected than the German panzers. Still being fired at from that... what tank is this? Valentine tank. But not be able to hit us. Yeah, look at that. A lot of penetration going on. Offensive term. Oh, gun damage, please reverse and let this guy take care of things. Yes, don't go outside the map, still need you to fire your half effective gun now. Yeah, now the Valentine tank is able to bear upon this usurper. Penetration, turret hit, ricochet, a lot of things are happening here, a lot of damage. And there is an M3 Stewart. Pretty fearsome tank. I mean, the profile is pretty big, but it's really well protected up top, so yeah, I mean, it's something that they're going to like to hit, but it's not going to really affect them that much. Okay, so let's see. Abandoned? No? Okay. Still able to... Oh, okay, so all of them are surviving and fighting, which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's see what happened here. Yeah, pretty interesting. So they arrived. Yeah, they're shooting at each other right now. Okay, so here's some ricochet. Shell broke up. Okay, no serious damage though. Really well made. German-made tanks. Able to withstand some shells here, but I don't think it's going to last. It gets hit 20 times. Oh, gun hit. Okay. Armor flaking, so the armor is 1 threat penetration. Wow, look at that. Cool. They're like playing ping pong with each other. Yeah, wow. A very dangerous game of close contact battle in sandstorm. And now this guy is really able to hit them from the back and hopefully finish them off. And same goes for this guy. Okay, so I think in the south we are doing a pretty good job, but in the north it's a bit of a problem. And this gun is, I think, arriving at a wrong position. Maybe it's going to have to station itself here. Going to change all that for next turn. This gun is damaged, but still be able to fire at the tank. Hopefully he's able to disable it. But it's nice to see that these tanks are staying together in fighting. They seem to be clashing into each other, but normally, normal size they're like, just like this. Kind of tiny. Realistic proportions. Yeah, they're together. So, just like a nice family of tanks or panzers. Well, not panzers, it's British made, if that makes any difference. Okay, so the gun is going to arrive fast around here. So the half tracks, they are stationed at each objective or close to each objective. I like to move on around here, but since it is congested with British tanks, I probably have to leave it to later turns. I mean, it's already 9 out of 15, so I don't know what's going to... I mean, if that's going to be possible, but... hopefully things are going to improve for us. We are still fighting a tough battle here. Yeah, we are hitting them from all sides, really. And make them move a bit closer. Okay, so just like last time, going to be a heck of a lot of firing going on. It's really too fast sometimes. But it's really nice to see the damage is being, damage is popping up. Okay, I don't know whether that is our tank or their tank. Yeah, a lot of penetration. I don't know whether it is being knocked out or not. Yeah, this tank's still like moving around just in front of our tanks. Okay, 1 casualty, so obviously shocked and shaken. Oh my goodness, look at all these tanks. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, yeah, they're being hit and one of them has been knocked out. That was the Panzer II from a long time ago. Yeah. The shell broke up. A lot of penetration in the front turret. Most amount of damage. Knocked out finally. Okay, so that was enough for that tank. And this is pretty, I mean, it has a long turret, but let's check. Yeah, it's pretty, very capable tank. But 50mm, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be enough for Scorch and Valentine's. Okay, let's see. The damage, knocked out. Okay, so if you see the base, as you can see here, green base, and you can disable it for more realism in this game. That means that it's still active, but if you don't see the base, then it means that it's knocked out. So one M3 medium tank knocked out. And all this knocked out. How about us? How about the tail of tape here? We all survived. Goodness, what happened here? What kind of sorcery happened here? Side lower hull penetration. That is definitely more preferable than front turret penetration. That's right. Do whatever you can to resist. Yeah, they're definitely making a lot of good use for these British tanks. They somehow found the manual. Oh my, one casualty. I really do appreciate that being penetrated doesn't mean the tank is knocked out. And it's knocked out now, it's bailing out. It's okay. We're able to figure things out. Yeah, knocked out. But look at how detailed the tank is. Yeah, I really like it. Seems like it has normal maps and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's bailing out, but still has that colored base, so I was kind of thinking that it survived, but didn't. It was destroyed by that tank. And here we are able to inflict some damage. Some heavy damage. And now we're going to move up a bit and kind of get in their noses, into their faces. Still pretty hot, dry, hot, and strong wind, and morale 78%, victory 58, so it kind of hangs in the balance. It's not really set in stone yet. Okay, so let's see what happens. Battle's still in a precarious position. So I'm moving the southern guys a bit forward to counter, these guys. I don't know whether these are, the entire group of tanks that the British are bringing, but I like to think so. In the north, I'm moving a bit the two remaining armor in order to face off against this guy before I move into this area to retake this objective using the half track. The gun is kind of lost cause. I don't know whether it's going to really matter in the end. I guess I could move this half track too along the road now that things have kind of settled in the south. Yeah, I wish I can finish up this guy. Now 3 tanks are targeting it, although one is a rather puny, Panzer II tank. Still able to shoot the side. Valentine tank and some Valentine tanks, so well protected tanks. Let's see if we can drop them enough that they will be abandoned. So let's check out the south. It's a bit of a different perspective here. It's a bit far up. Okay, penetration happened. I don't know what exactly it means, but I guess it's not that serious. Like, penetration seems like a pretty serious thing if you think about it. Oh, this guy's still alive, huh? Oh, knocked out, wow. Yeah, bad thing. Pretty bad. Alright, something please happen. One turret penetration, okay. It's really close, this guy. Side turret, okay, I guess it kind of stops. Gun hit, okay. This guy still alive. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is some explosive knocking out. Now the half-track joins in, dissuading the infantry from harassing this poor tanker further. I surrounded and definitely low morale. Yeah, so I lost one tank here, unfortunately. I had to move up with these guys as quick as possible. I did make this tank abandon. See what happened here. Yeah, this guy is still alive. Medium tank is a threat. This guy was able to destroy one of the Panzer IIIs. And this martyr, this Valentine knocked out or abandoned, and let's see, this guy is still hanging around, but I don't know what's going to become of this. See what happened. Okay, so really didn't. Okay, so I think it did target the infantry as it is running. Yeah, this guy really survived the whole of this battle, just running to and back in this particular route. It's a kind of tactic only the British can think of. Ingenious. I think this tank has been abandoned because it has been hit too many times. Yeah, knocked out, and some explosive thing happened to this tank. I mean, it's fooling around with the panzers, and we had enough. And look at the smoke trail. It was being damaged, and I think it was kind of leaking fuel. That's why there's like trail smoke. Very nice if it's true. If it was modeling leak fuel onto desert. This guy is a problem. Yeah. So is this guy. But it's being targeted, fortunately, from the north. And I don't think I'm going to get additional reinforcement, unfortunately. So I have to make do with what I have. And I do have 2 out of 3 objectives, so if they want to advance, by all means, walk into a trap. Alright, so I'm moving the southern units a bit forward. Wonder whether I should form a bit more united front. But I think these tanks, 4 of them, is able to take out at least some of these Stuarts, and hopefully the medium tank here whose side is turned. And this guy is rather busy. Busy guy, because it's being targeted from 2 areas. But it's still targeting our Panzer III. I think this Panzer is going to be destroyed. It's going to give a reverse order or something. Oh, these guys will come forward. Yeah. And this guy will also come a bit more forward while this is going to be in position. So it's rather complicated, getting a bit hectic in terms of trying to make sure that everything works, everything fits into place, so that we have the best chance of getting the most guns ready. Oh, turret hit, but it's also ricochet. Show broke up. Yeah, I don't know. Some turret been penetrated. Yeah, I'm kind of not too sure about the damage modeling right now. Look at how these tanks move around. Yeah, they definitely do make sure. Oh my goodness, knocked out. That's really bad. I think that was M3 that knocked it out. Yeah, so that's the problem of not having a united front. And this is knocked out once again. Oh my goodness, this is really bad, folks. This M3 is mopping floor with us right now. Oh my goodness, it's not good. Well, I mean, these guys are having pretty... I mean, these guys are targeting infantry. I don't know. I think they should. I lost 2 tanks in that exchange. Very, very costly. I think they have 2 tanks left. No, 3 tanks. I think 2 tanks. See if I was able to destroy at least 1 tank. Yeah, I think I was able to destroy this tank. This tank was actually a Stuart, I think. M3, that's Stuart. Yeah, high threat penetration. Oh my goodness, these tanks, yeah, really didn't fare too well. Panzer 3J definitely brings a whole lot of very impressive guns. I mean, it's not that impressive, just that it's a veteran tank, it seems. Knocked out. Oh goodness. Another one knocked out that easily. Yeah, sometimes it happens. Seems like they're ambushing us. Another shot to finish us off. Knocked out from somewhere. I didn't catch it. No, I was already knocked out. And this one merely disappeared. Oh my goodness. How many turns do we have? We have 3 turns left. Okay. Alright. Well, to reversing, I guess this tank thinks... This Panzer thinks that they're going to have a tough go at trying to battle this tank. Which is... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why it was. Maybe the M3 medium tank was able to really bring the heat upon the German panzers. Let's see if I can force the issue a bit. Can't really give the hunt order for this, maybe because it lost. Maybe because its gun is damaged, so it's not able to fire. That's why. Alright, well, I mean, I guess even the machine gun is out of order. Or maybe it doesn't have a machine gun, which is unfortunate. Alright. Okay, so while we are having more objectives, doesn't seem like... Well, let's just try to attack it directly. Not these guys. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, please destroy it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to engage anymore. Only the infantry. So I guess that's how it's going to be. No serious damage by the Stuart tank. Maybe it's able to destroy the Stuart tank. Yeah, one threat destroyed. Oh, gun carriage, huh? Interesting. What can it do? Check it out. 82, still, my goodness, it's pretty lethal against the Panzer IV and 3s and all the panzers that we can bring. So we need to destroy this gun carriage. And we are targeting some of these guys, but still going on. The turn's not over yet. You can still hear gunfire. Yeah, Martyr is not able to do anything, unfortunately. And this is not arrived yet, but hopefully it's going to arrive next few turns. Maybe it's not going to be worth it. Yes. Okay, let's try to go around the back. It's a bit of a last-ditch attempt. Truck-mounted gun, it says. I don't know whether he's actually aiming at us. I don't think it is. Maybe it's just an AA gun. Okay, let's just see what happens. Hopefully the M3 is... I don't know whether M3 is going to be destroyed. Yeah, oh my goodness. Not really working out. And this guy's rushing. Side upper hull penetration. So something's damaged. Yeah, knocked out one M3, I think. This guy's knocked out also. Yeah, that's not good. Something knocked out. Maybe the carrier. And the Valentine is still shooting. Yeah, at least one M3 has been knocked out. So is the gun carriage. Wow, look at the damage. Look at the wrecks. Simply laying around in the desert. This M3 medium tank still fighting. One has been destroyed. Or I don't know whether it has been destroyed or not. Maybe not. Maybe it just disappeared. I don't know what is happening. I mean, we are just targeting some soft targets now, more or less. If they appear, then I will try to take care of it. But right now, I think nobody wants to, both us and them, nobody wants to get out of position and risk certain destruction. Yeah, these two tanks now, I don't know. Should I try to inch forward? Okay, let's see. Okay, front turret hit, but also ricochet means didn't really bear the full front. Oh, what is that? Wow, what happened? Is it the sandstorm effect? Show broke up. Oh my goodness, it's like they're locked in some mortal battle. Show broke up. Carrier. Yeah, we are hitting them from the back too. Yeah, really afraid of this tank. Yeah, definitely more. I don't think it can really hold. Yeah, I don't think it can really do much against it. It's kind of rushing at us. We are also able to target it, but I wonder what's going to happen. Yeah, I think this guy will have to move now. It's a bit too late though. Move and rotate. Last turn. Still firing. But just like I said. Okay. Just like I said, the amount of armor that these tanks have is more than enough to withstand some of the shells that they can fire. Yeah. Let's see if I can target this guy. final turn. I mean, I guess I destroy more tanks compared to the British. But I don't know, it's kind of going over the M3 despite its high profile. And oh my goodness, he definitely knocked it out, that's for sure. Yeah, it's ready for us. Okay, so carrier is being targeted. This tank is still surviving. Area target. I wonder what he's targeting with. Just waiting for the tanks to pop up or something. How about the Valentine? Okay, well, the battle's over. So Valentine was able to fight, and oh, okay, it targeted the infantry instead of fighting the M3. So M3, yeah, very well protected, it seems. The carrier makes a late charge, but the Panzer is there to withstand them and to turn them back. Yeah, penetrated, and I don't think it's going to survive that kind of damage. And we got ambushed by the gun carriage. It can only fire from the rear of the truck, and it was able to target it pretty well, ready for our flanking action. Yeah, so that was that. A so-called battle. Well, I mean, I have more victory percentage, but yeah. Minor victory. Okay, so I did win, but it was a minor victory. Allied able to edge me in terms of man okay. Total casualties, more casualties on the side of Allied. Man killed in action 8 to 11. Surprising because there are a lot of wrecks around, a lot of tanks destroyed. Man captured, I didn't even know. One captured. Vehicle destroyed 11 to 16, so Allied was able to destroy more, but I did hold on to the flag a bit longer. Cause more casualties on the enemy. Oh, prisoners taken, interesting. Yeah, so what happened, and look at that. They had still plenty of tanks. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, wow, it's impressive. Very impressive indeed. British M3 Brent. Wow. And this guy also did a terrific job. I didn't even know some of the casualties that happened. Okay, that porty seems to be the gun carriage. Okay. So even in matched in terms of strength, but I don't think I really did a good job of attacking them. Okay. At least I was able to show you guys what this game is all about, hopefully. Yeah, so that was that. Quick play version, rather entertaining. Hopefully it was for you too. And as for the... Well, I mean, I didn't want to leave it to the last moment of this episode. Yeah, I should do this in a separate video, but yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you have noticed, but lately I have been a little late with the updates, and I mean, honestly, didn't want to, uh, I didn't want to make the situation come to this, but I'm kind of seriously thinking about suspending this channel. So I've been looking for employment for a while, for a few months. And then I was able to finally um, gratefully gain an employment, but it's right now kicking my ass, and I really don't have any time to play games anymore. I mean, it's just way things are, and how things are, and it's unfortunate since I was having a having fun with editing and getting a hang of this activity, and then interacting with viewers and rejoicing every time a subscriber subscribes to the channel. But it just seems that the amount of work, amount of labor, I'm sure that I will be able to adjust and then later have more free time to play games. But right now, the time is rather in short supply, and I don't know whether I'll be able to even regularly once per week update this channel. It's kind of sad state of affairs, and I've been doing for a long time, and I've been managing it for a long time. So maybe I'll be able to, just like I said, gain enough footing in the new employment, which is it's nothing special. It's a warehouse packing stuff. It's just grueling stuff, and I should be grateful that I have the job that I can go and earn pay over 40 hours a week. But yeah, as far as this channel, I think I may have to. I still update from time to time, but it's going to be difficult for me to even stick to something resembling a schedule. So I'm sorry if you waited for Afrika Korps just like me. I really did try to save up, this moment. Even opening up the sealed copy that I've saved for more than a decade. Yeah, I mean, I try to be better at this game and perhaps find a way to quicken the process and make it fun once again, and definitely come back. So thank you so much. Whatever happens, I definitely will hold every one of you subscribers, viewers, near and dear to my heart. And yeah, I mean, it's not a goodbye, but it's a bit of a uh, it's a bit of a well, I mean, I think I explained it enough, and hopefully you understand. Yeah, so on this note, I don't want to end on this note, but I mean, that's how it happened. I was so engrossed, so I couldn't explain during the play. Yeah, so once again, hopefully you have you had a great time watching these videos, and thank you so much.